Hi, this is Richard Rose, president of the Atlanta NAACP. We are in Douglasville, Douglas County, the home of the West Metro branch of the NAACP, and I have with me the president, Joy Ponder Bates of West Metro branch. We're at the Walmart Sam Shopping Center on Rose Avenue, right across the freeway from Arbitrace Mall. So we are here canvassing. We're passing out flyers, we're talking to people, we are promoting the vote. Early voting is over, but we got to continue to get this word out because we got to have a great turnout on Tuesday. Tell us what's going on in West Metro.
Yes, good morning, President Rose. I am so thankful that you brought the bus and toured Douglas County and Douglasville. We are out here in these streets. We have been in these streets since the election, since the announcement of the runoff, because we understand the importance of the vote. Let me tell you something. Early voting, like President Rose said, is already over. But you can make a plan today. It's not too late for you to make your voice heard. Make a plan today. And we say we are a woke community, but don't just be woke. Get up, act, and vote on Tuesday, December 6th. The last reminder is you can no longer go to any polling precinct. You must go to the precinct that you are registered at. Early voting is over. Any precinct doesn't count anymore. Go to your polling precinct. If you don't know where that is, go to Celebrate Douglas. Put in election. They have everything concerning elections. Where to cast your vote, the ID that you need, anything concerning election. President Rose, we want them to go to Celebrate Douglas. We are going to stay in these streets. We'll be in Paulding County a little later, canvassing, knocking on doors, putting flyers on mailboxes, encouraging citizens to get out and vote.
Absolutely, and you can also go to mvp.sos.ga.gov, enter your first initial, last name, date of birth, and the county you live in. It will give you your polling place. And if you happen to go to the wrong polling place early Tuesday, because I know you're going to get out Tuesday early, just don't leave if you're late. And you can cast a provisional ballot that you have 3 days to queue. So make sure that you have a plan to vote. Take your ID with you. You know you got to have your ID. Make a plan to vote. If you diabetic and you got to have food and water or substance, make sure you take it with you, because this is what what you have to do. Let's make sure we vote. We also got with us my compatriot in all kind of trouble, and that is the president of the Georgia NAACP, Gerald Griggs.
How y'all doing? Thank you. Oh my God! Y'all doing too much. But we are here in beautiful Douglasville, Douglas County, with the president of the West Metro NAACP, of course, president of the Atlanta NAACP, members of the state conference, and the people. And we are canvassing here at the Walmart. We just came from the Sam's. We're going to go to Paulding County in a few minutes. I ran into some of Richard's frat brothers with Kappa Alpha Psi. They're doing neighborhood cleanup over there. We are getting this message out. Listen, y'all, almost 1.9 million Georgians have early voted. I'm gonna say that again. Almost 1.9 million Georgians have early voted. We had about 10 days to get almost 2 million people to the polls. They thought it was not possible, but we're not stopping at 1.9 million. A large majority of that are black folks. We're going to break records with over 4 million voters in this runoff election. And the only way we're going to do this is if you get the message out.
Yes.
It's important.
Yes.
I need you to go on your phone, call 10 of your friends. I need you to text 50 more of your friends and tell them on Tuesday there's going to be a party at the polls at your local polling precinct. It's very important that we get out this vote. This is the most important election of our lifetime. I know we say that all the time, but seriously, y'all, this is the most important election for Georgia. We have to make a decision in this Senate runoff. Of course, I can't tell you who to vote for, but I can tell you to go vote. And I'm telling you to go vote because it's important. So we're going to mobilize all over the state. We've been to Columbus. We're going back to Augusta. We are here. We've been to Valdosta. We are here in Douglasville. We've been to Clayton County. We've been to Henry County. We're going to be in every county. But we need y'all to turn out. I'm supremely excited about the voter turnout thus far, but we still got work to do. And so we got some other important guests here that we want to bring in. Richard, could you introduce the guests?
So we have the Vice President of West Metro and the Political Action Chair. Tell us who you are and what you've been doing in this campaign to get this vote out.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Deborah Chandler, also known as DJ. I am the second Vice President of the West Metro branch of the NAACP. As well as the Political Action Chair. I am honored to serve under my president, Madam Joy Bass. And we've been out here in the community, like she said, since this election began, really since back in around March, because we had the primary and now we're at the general and then the runoff. And the reason we're out here as intensely as we are, and this is important, and we want you to hear this message and understand, your vote matters, and if it were not important, they would not be trying to suppress it with all the HB 202 and other tactics being conducted in order to suppress the vote. So please don't give up, stay encouraged, do your civic duty, get out there and vote, spread the word, tell your children, family, and friends that this is important. Georgia needs you, Georgia loves you. And if we don't see you before Tuesday, we'll see you for sure at the polls. Get out there and vote. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Go
Sure.
ahead.
Listen, you all, I just looked at my phone, and it's supposed to rain on Tuesday in Douglasville. But do not let water discourage you from casting your vote. Take your umbrella, take a slicker, get wet. Whatever you do, whatever you have to do, vote.
Absolutely. So we got some other people here.
Yeah, we got some very important people. I want to bring over our state youth and college president, Jaden Williams, and our first vice president of the state conference of the NAACP, Takuria Barrett, to talk about some of the stuff that they've been doing with youth and college with Jaden. I know y'all had an exciting event yesterday at Takuria. Kind of talk about the other things that are going on in the state conference.
Absolutely. Thank you, President Griggs. Thank you, President Rose. The Youth and College Division, we are hitting record numbers across the state because youth are showing that the power is in the polls, and it's finally making it to where the young generation has surpassed the baby boomers. So we are the deciding factor here in the state of Georgia. But one thing the Youth and College has been doing, we've been mobilizing across all of our units, specifically targeting our college chapters, canvassing and phone banking with our youth councils, and making sure that every vote counts, including voter fraud and ballot curing, alongside our state vice president, T.Q. Barrett.
Yes, thank you. As the youngest first vice president of the state conference at 29 years old, it's imperative that every young person get out to the polls. You just heard Mr. President from Youth and College tell you already, we are surpassing the baby boomers, and really the choice is ours. What do we want to see for our communities? What do we want to see for our futures? And how can we impact this vote? It's not just in this vote, young Georgians, that matters, but it's what happens after this vote that is going to be telling, and it's going to reveal the type of Georgia that we want to see. So if you haven't already, make sure you get to the polls. Polls will be open starting at 7 a.m. on Tuesday, and we need you first in line, young Georgia. Why? Because your future is on the line as well. Do your civic duty, make sure you show up, support, and bring 5 friends with you, and let's get this vote out.
Absolutely. And so yesterday, it was awesome to see so many people in line. I got so many pictures of people that were in line at the close of the vote. People were in line all the way back into the woods in certain places. People wrapped around buildings. That's what democracy looks like. Now, of course, that's also a voter suppression tactic, yes, but it also shows the resolve. You know, our ancestors fought, bled, and died. Yes. So you can stay in line for a couple hours. That's not going to be that hard. We have parties to the polls all over the state. We will be 200 yards away with food and drink and music and all of those things. But I just need for you guys to stay the course, to stay in line. rain, sleet, or snow. We know this is Georgia, so 1 minute it could be raining, the other minute it could be snowing, the next minute it could be 100 degrees. It's Georgia. I also want to thank all of the people who have come from out of state. I was at a meeting at the Marriott after we had the Pro Georgia Gala, and again, thank you Pro Georgia for being a strong partner of the state conference. But there are people that have flown in from California, New York, Louisiana, people that are text banking, phone banking from all over the country, and we want to thank you guys for the work that you're doing on behalf of Georgians. We thoroughly appreciate you. And so at this point, I want to bring in one of my sisters that's been on the front lines to kind of give us an update on what happened down in Albany. Porsha Miller, who is the Armed Services Chair for the state conference. Please tell us and update us about our partnership with the Transformative Justice Coalition and what was happening down in Albany.
Oh yes, absolutely. We was down in Albany, Georgia for the march for the Polls for the Youth, and I must say that the turnout for the youth is amazing when it comes to the numbers, and we also want to make sure that Albany, Georgia knows that even though the numbers might be low, that they have made a great impact. So we have been on tour with Transformative Justice, Black Voters Matter, and the Hip Hop Caucus, along with Georgia NAACP in partnership, just trying to make sure that our people that's coming into town understand how serious we are about our voting rights. So I really appreciate you, President Griggs, for allowing us to get out here and help our people that's out of town, help the youth, and also help our elders. Also, we had a elders to the polls the other day here in Atlanta at the here off of Pounce, and it felt good to know that our Black elders were able to go into the front of a predominantly white polling site on Pounce at the library. So we're really doing a great job in NAACP.
Well, we appreciate you, President Rose.
So we want to shout out to all of our partnerships that we have developed over the years. So we have the Panhellenic Council, which is the makeup of the Divine Nine, all of the black fraternities, as well as the Prince Hall Masons, who have bonded with us. They are manning potted to the polls, providing food and water and other refreshments to voters at each of the early voting polling places. We will be back out in mass, depending on the Mason, depending on the Kappas, the Qs, the Alphas, the Sigmas, the Zetas, the Deltas, the AKAs, the Sigma Gamma Rho. All of them have been with us, and we appreciate that. And this is what community is all about. It's about collaboration. It's about us locking arms together and working as a cohesive group on behalf of the community. This is how we make it happen. This is what works for victory. And victory is a great turnout, not only this past 2 weeks that we had, the past week we had early voting, but on Tuesday, we're looking for a great turnout. And all, as you say, get wet a little bit, you took a shower anyway, just get another one on the way to the polls.
Yeah, so again, we want to thank West Metro for inviting us to be here. I mean, the response from the people has been phenomenal. Most of the people we met in the parking lot already voted, but they have said that they will tell 10 of their family members and friends to make sure they vote. You need to do the same thing. And so we're going to continue to mobilize and continue to get the vote out. President Rose, any last words?
Now, last word is vote.
Go vote.
Go vote, go early.